You never could do it.
Well, I can do it.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Why would you drink some lemon water since you could do it?
I did already.
It's over.
It's over.
Your career's over. So.
Did I send it to you, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
But if you want to read it, then
No,
you can
got it.
read it. You know what I'm
Got it.
saying? You know what I'm saying?
You know, you can just.
I know. I just realized that, but it's like right here, so it should be coming up.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, or whoever you are
Boys
watching
and
this.
girls.
Boys and girls, whatever. So, you know, I've been doing my thing more. I'm trying to be more consistent with this. I'll be seeing posts, mostly quotes and things that I feel like are interesting or important. So I try to, you know, think about, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to make a video about that and explain a little more, because I feel like people share stuff and they don't really know what they be sharing. Or they haven't really...
sometimes they always want to be like, you know, they say that, they say it'd be like a quote or a statement, and they'd be like, but y'all not ready to have the conversation. Let's have the conversation. Then have the conversation.
How often do you have the conversation about the quote that you just posted? How often?
Yeah, I don't. So that's what we here for. Yeah.
So today's post,
We ready for the conversation, because they always claim y'all not ready. But we're ready.
We're ready.
So
I'm always ready.
me
We
too.
always ready.
I'm always ready. So.
You're not always ready.
Yes, I am.
That's the awesome. Anyways, so we got some post. Says, don't invalidate people's struggles because you've been through worse. If someone is tired after working 5 hours and you work for 7, it doesn't mean that they're not allowed to be tired. It doesn't mean they can't feel what they're feeling just because you had it worse. Bars. Now, I got other quotes that are like similar to these, but I'll say those as we go on.
Yeah,
Thoughts.
Just put them up and then.
Thoughts.
Thoughts. Do you want to go first?
You the one who found that, so you should go first.
I mean, you thought of it first.
But I had my other ones that I was looking at.
Okay, whatever.
Go ahead.
Well, my thoughts on that is
I'm not playing, but it's just...
I'm not playing. To say it.
Anyways.
No, but my thoughts on it is when I saw it, came across it, it just really, I was driving, when I saw it, you know, I was sitting at a red light and I looked at it, and, you know, as I was driving, after I read it, I thought about it, like, that is definitely true, and that really makes me mad. I realized, like, you know what, that's true, and that does pisses me off. Like, I can sit here and be like, you doing like a
that's
chicken,
true.
like,
Sure.
I know, but I was like, that really does piss me off, because I noticed that people do that. Like, we can have a conversation, and I could just be like, man, like, I'm so tired, like, I just was standing on my feet for 5 hours, like, and then you could be like, man, that ain't nothing, like, I worked 8 hours straight.
I just did a
like,
double.
Like,
I did a triple.
and
They
I'm
won't
like,
let me do 4.
and then they go overboard by explaining, and all I just said was, I'm tired, I was just at work, I just, you know, I work from this and that time, and didn't want to be overboard by explaining.
You got the easy job.
Yeah, like,
you
that
want to be a
pisses me
cashier. You don't
off.
gotta cook. Like, cooking is
Man,
work.
that ain't nothing, that's cake. Then how about you take over?
I used to work at Kmart, you know, like, it was busy all the time.
Like, that just pisses me off,
ain't
because it's
nothing.
like, I'm only just making a statement. Like, why do you have to go overboard with it? Like, that's nice. You work hard. Congratulations. You're supposed to do that. All I'm saying is my feet hurt from standing. I never said, man, I'm tired of this job, man. I'm sick of this shit. Like, I just said my feet hurt because I was just at work standing all day. Like, and you want to go overboard. Man, that's nothing. I had to lift up bags. I had to do this. I had to carry 50 chairs, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, okay, Hulk. Like, congratulations. You're strong. Like, you can do this.
So
you
just
can
talking
do
about
that.
guys. You just talking about guys.
No, but females do it
So
too.
make sure you say She-Hulk. Say She-Hulk.
No, I'm not going to say She-Hulk.
Because you sound like you coming at men, you say a Hulk.
No, because men do that. Y'all know y'all do that.
Okay, but women don't.
Women do, but it's not called She-Hulk. I wouldn't call it She-Hulk.
Well, that's what the female Hulk is called. She-Hulk.
Okay,
So say
but that
She-Hulk.
has nothing to do with strength. Like, I mean, it does somewhat.
He wasn't talking about strength. He made it about strength.
No, like, work has something to do with strength, though, if you think about it. If you could take in doing certain things at a certain long amount of hours, that's strength. Like, if you can stand on your feet all day, you got strength for doing that. If you can sit your ass down all day, you got strength for that too. Because sometimes people don't like sitting down. They butts hurt. So they got to stand up and stretch. Like, so...
I don't think it's your butt, it's your back.
Yeah, I mean, your butt, no, but sometimes if you sit like a seat like this,
yeah,
then your butt gonna hurt. I mean, your butt, your back don't matter.
Yeah,
Your knees get locked, so
yeah.
you gotta stand up
Nobody
too.
sitting
Like,
in wooden chairs for like 8 hours.
Eh,
Somewhere.
you know, at a library.
Yeah,
The
that's
fuck
true, that's
this,
true,
yeah. But
that's true.
anyway, that just pisses me off because it's not a competition. Pipe down. Like, it's not that serious.
Here's another one. It says, this one that I saved already, so it was just weird that, you know, you was thinking this anyway, and I was like, damn, I already saved like 3 of these.
Right.
Just knock them out now. This one says, anyone can be tired. You don't have to have kids, work 80 hours a week, have just finished your 3rd degree, or just have recovered from a bad illness. You don't have to prove to anyone why you're exhausted and tired. I hope you can get some rest and feel better soon. And that's true, because, I mean, you know, like I said, I learned over time having conversation with people or having people point out how I'm different, or maybe it's different for other people, how it feels. And I be thinking, like, you know, that's just that part of, like, where I think I'm being positive, or I think I'm saying something nice. It's not that I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I'm not seeing it as them. Like, maybe they're not as strong as me. Maybe they're not as driven as me and whatnot. To me, I feel like anybody can be driven. Anybody can do what they want to do. It's a choice to go that hard and go that far. The thing is, can you handle it? How long can you do that? Exactly. Everybody can't come in and do doubles every day. Everybody can't do that. But some people can do a double like once a week or like twice a week. They'll do it. But some people out here will do a double every day and do 12 hours every day. Like, they do what they gotta do. But it's not something to look down on people about, like, or try to play somebody else's job, like, oh, you don't really do nothing, like, you just be sitting, like, you got the easiest job and all that stuff, like.
It's like, it's not about that, it's the fact that, like, stop comparing and contrasting, like, it's just, I'm just making a statement, like, because at the end of the day, like, it all comes back into, we all work at the end of the day. We all working hard. So it doesn't matter if you work 8 hours, I work 12 hours, you work 5 hours, I work 3 hours. At the end of the day, we all worked. Pat yourself on the back. Like, at the end of the day, you got your ass up, out the bed, catch the bus, or drove to work, and you stayed at work. You know? So that's all that really matters. Like, all that, man, please, like, please, like, what you talking about? At least I work. Like, give me my credit for that. Like, you know, so it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, I work, you work, I mean, that's all that matters.
That's because we move into this thing. I mean, people probably did that since the beginning of time. But,
yeah, they probably did.
Well,
I would say adults, you know, parents, too, somewhat. I wouldn't say they started that, but we hear that growing up as parents.
Yeah, that's true. You ain't got nothing to be tired.
Yeah, because when we come from school and then y'all want to be like, what are you tired about?
Yeah, you coming home late. Like
I worked and I did this.
You
like,
out late like you got a job and all that.
Like you sleeping like you working. Like
what?
Like what? Like I can't sleep.
Unless waking up and just being alive takes up energy. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you have to sleep.
Like, it's our fault. Like, that we ain't to sleep. I'm gonna
die quicker if I don't sleep.
Like,
what?
It just doesn't make sense. Like, as parents, we grow up, we as kids, we grow up hearing it all the time. So it's like, we come home from school and stuff, we be tired, and then what parents say, I just be like, look, they be like, how's your day? Man, I'm tired. I'm about to take a nap. What you tired for? You ain't had to work. Yeah, because I had to go to school. Like, you want me to work? Like, so I can feel your pain? Like, I don't get it. Like, but it's like, don't do that, because you know why I had to work. If I had the choice to go to work in school, I go to work. Shoot, like, but at the same time, work is the same as school. Like, you there for hours and hours.
And
so
when teachers used to say that, like, this is your job for now. I mean, it is true.
It's true.
And it's true, and the people who don't get it right in school, those are people who have the hardest time at work because like you never realize like you have to be on. No matter where you go in the world, people gonna want you to be on time. You gotta have a reasonable attitude. You don't gotta have a good attitude all the time. You gotta be somewhat respectable, somewhat approachable.
Because in a way, school do train you for work. Because it's like you get a detention if you're late. Right. You gotta have an excuse note why you were late. Why did you come to school late? You gotta get to somewhere you gotta be at a certain time. You can't waste time. Like they technically do train you for the workforce in a way.
Well, they train a lot. They train very hard for that, but they don't teach people life skills so they can be ready for work. And that's the other side of the conversation. It's like, okay, a person who would clown somebody like, oh, you only work part time, it ain't that bad, or
but sometimes part time jobs feel like full time.
They do, and that's what I'm about to say is because what's draining for you and what's draining for them is two different things.
Exactly.
Like.
And then y'all also gotta remember, like, there's other things that's going on in other people's lives. So this person can work 4 times because they ain't got nothing going on, so they just choose to work 4 times, and that's it. But then you got other people that's probably in school, they probably got a lot going on, and they have to work part time. So you can't sit there and think that part-time people just don't want to get hours. They probably do, but they can't because they got situations going on.
Shoot, so sometimes some people want more hours and the job don't give the person.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, and they have the potential, they show the potential, and y'all don't give them recognition. So it's like that's not fair. Like, so a lot of jobs do that. So
yeah, one thing I just want to say on that is like, there's another thing. I was watching a video a while ago. I watched a bunch of shit right now, but like it was a video just kind of like coming at what they call hustle porn. It's a channel called Wisecrack or whatever. They do a lot of like philosophy, a lot of business. So they was actually talking about Soul and the Disney movie Soul and stuff. And they was just pointing out like how we live in a time now, especially all these motivational quotes and all this inspiration and all this being driven and love your job and all that. And it's like that's not true. Like, people work their job, and the job is terrible, but they have a great life, even though their job is terrible. Or there's people who have a terrible life, but they have a great job. Or there's people who, none of that doesn't even matter. Like, that's not even what makes them happy about their job or home. It's just them personally is what make them live life.
Exactly.
So they was just pointing out, cracking jokes on people who watch, they call it hustle porn. Hustle porn is like, everybody want to be Jay-Z now. Everybody want to be Nipsey Hussle. Everybody want to be the next entrepreneur. Everybody want to have a business. This hustle porn concept is like people so in love now with this, like I said, the motivation, the driven. People want this celebrity life. And I was going to say, you know where this came from? This came from rich people and celebrities going on interviews and talk shows and things and saying like, oh, how to be successful, wake up early, do all the hours in the world, sacrifice everything,
like don't
fuck everybody and everything and all that.
Like,
you gonna fail. Like,
some people are not gonna support you. Some people are going.
And all that is true.
It's true, but it's like don't let it get in your head too far, okay? Because that may happen and that may work on them versus how it may work on you. So don't think because what they saying is a guaranteed thing that might work.
Right.
Because most likely it may not. Okay? Do it at the way you feel like doing it. Do it at your flow. Like, you don't have to look up stuff like that. You don't have to be like, oh, how can I be a nail tech? Let me see, how can I be that? How can I be a hairstylist? Let me see how I'm gonna do that. Like, you don't have to do all that. If you know you good at it, you really like, I really want to do it, then do what you gotta do.
Well, that's another thing, because people say this like, oh, and I mean, it's true to an extent. Like, if you have a role model and somebody you look up to, if you want to be like them, you do have to do what they did. And that does mean, like, you have to work like how they work to get where they're at. And I mean, that still doesn't guarantee that you're going to get there, but it's just a mindset thing that you're supposed to have.
But I mean, that's good, but all I would say is on that is don't get your hopes up too high on that, because for them, they may tell you to do that, but they don't tell you how many years it took them, how long it took them. It could have took them a really long time, which means it can take you a really long time. So if you not getting it the time you want it and you rushing it, of course you're gonna be like, man, when am I gonna get it? When am I gonna be successful? How long did it take this person? Yeah, y'all don't get it. I mean, some people feed into that. Some people be like, well, I don't know if I should try it. Like, because sometimes I always tell you, you gotta have people. You gotta know people in order when you about to start your business. Like, seriously, you gotta make sure you got supporters, because you don't want to do all of this and nobody supports you and nobody want to buy your stuff.
That's why I be saying that some of this stuff is just for people to make more excuses for why they don't talk to people, or why they have haters. Everybody want to have haters, so
yeah, like
so
when they go on rampage, like, oh, don't ask me to do this, that, like,
right.
We're not.
But like I said, it's self fulfillment in the wrong way. They trying to fulfill themselves and how they feel and what they want the wrong way. Y'all pretending that y'all making it, or y'all working so hard so y'all can act like y'all so busy that y'all don't have time for nobody. But then flip that over when it's not working, and then y'all gonna be like, oh, nobody supporting me, but you blocked everybody up. That makes no
that's
sense.
just ass backwards.
The same we always talk about people with kids want to be like, oh, don't do this and like you said, don't do this and that for my kids. You only do this for my kid, but did you ask? Like,
right. Like you want help.
You want help, but you don't.
But you get mad when you don't get the help.
You want to say you did it all by yourself. Because it's too many. That's the other thing. There's too many rappers now and singers and all these people out now who I did it from the bottom, from the mud and all this. Like, I ain't had nothing and all this stuff like that.
I went from nothing to something.
There's
like,
too many people trying to have that. People trying to have that story.
And the moms be on the side like, you what?
Like the memes, like the mom's like, you ain't never eat. Like what?
Nigga,
I fed you every night.
I gave you my last. You talking about something you ain't never eat.
Like, people who want that story.
They want that story so bad. But sometimes some of y'all know y'all grew up in a silver spoon household. Don't play like that. Like, we're not gonna sit here and act like. So y'all telling me and this is the funny part too. How we talk about stuff.
Yeah.
People want to act like they live in the struggle, right? But as we and kids in our generation, so bad was trying to act like no. People was trying to act like so bad that they were rich. That because you don't have Hollister on, you shop at Payless and all like. When y'all was young, y'all used to clown people that used to wear the poorest things. So now we older. Now y'all want to act like y'all poor. Y'all want to act like
y'all wish y'all struggle. Because now somebody like me or you, where you have your fair share of bad stuff, and people thought you was good, and people never expected. I had dealt with
I used to get clowned for wearing Skechers, and now everybody likes Skechers.
Who didn't? Come on. Skechers had to come back around. Reeboks had to come back around.
I used to get clowned for wearing that stuff.
People had to come back around. Like 2010, 2011, it was Jordans, Nikes, Adidas. That was it. Jordans, Nikes, Adidas.
That was the
Uggs.
Yeah.
And Ugg boots. That's it. And the polo boots.
Hey, you can't wear the fake polos.
Yeah, the polo boots.
Get out of here. That was
like what for shoes.
Everybody want to act like they did struggle. Oh, what happened to making fun of me for shopping at Payless?
People really be struggling. Like,
get out of here, man. Y'all better
it's thanks to these. I'm telling you, I'm blaming it all on rap, but it's like 80% of rap music because all these motherfuckers that people listen to want to act like they got this story.
Because everybody, and it's true because I do hear, I hear stories like these rappers will say, they lived in a car for 2 years and then lived in a sister house or brother house, or they living at a friend house, or they stay at a garage for this slam. Like, man, if y'all don't,
you want to mess around and make this thing like 30 minutes, but it's like.
I told you we ready for the conversation.
No, it's just a lot.
It is a lot, but back to the topic.
My thing, it's still on topic.
It's still on topic, but it's like, because it's, you're right, it's true, because it's like, everybody's trying to be on top and trying to be on top. Like, instead of y'all trying to race to be on top, how about y'all just team up, not really team up physically, just how about y'all just work together. Y'all want to do this Black Lives Matter thing and all lives matter, all that, whatever. How about we act like that then? How about we be, instead of trying to be better than everybody and better than each other, how about we all lift each other up? That's what that's about, right?
That's what it really is.
So that's what, then do that. Don't be saying here.
That's what it really is. People want to be better than somebody.
And y'all secretly know that. And so don't sit there and do that to somebody. Somebody say that, man, how did you get successful? Like if your little pocket, if you say you do a pockets and it takes off, and I get so inspired by it that I want to try it out, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm asking you, how did you do it? Like how did you start off? And you don't want to tell me your secret advice and how did you really get successful. Don't tell me no typical shit
because
oh
now,
you gotta do this.
Now,
I am doing it.
No, because you're doing it right. But now the problem is people like, oh, don't tell your secrets and your plans and your tricks.
Yeah, like that. If y'all gonna go sit down,
a certain somebody one time was trying to say, oh, don't tell people all your business or tell people what you want to do because it's going to block your blessings. A certain somebody, take a guess who said that. And I said, I'm like, don't you really want what you want though? So don't you think it doesn't really matter if somebody knows what you want to do or not? If you really want it, are you really going to let them stop you?
Exactly.
Regardless if they know what you want, even if they steal your idea, are you going to not do it now? Because you know they know? Like, that means you don't really want what you want.
Exactly.
Like,
you just trying to get it because you see somebody else do it.
Like, the world is full of competition. Like, everything,
definitely
even if you don't think you're in competition with something. We talk about this all the time. People be jealous of you and you don't even know you're jealous of you. But even if you don't think you're in competition with nobody, other people see you as a if you got t-shirts, they gonna compare you to the next person who got t-shirts. Oh, you making sneakers? Oh, I know somebody who got sneakers.
Exactly.
Oh, you got a YouTube channel. Oh, so and so. A bunch of people like you can't even have a YouTube channel or nothing because they already know 50 people who got one. And
everybody it's like, doing the same thing.
Yeah, so it's like all that stand. At the end of the day, at the bottom of all this, at work, for hobbies, like only thing make you different is like like
you gotta stand out. Like,
you gotta know.
It's like you gotta stand out. Yeah. Like like I'm not saying stand out as do something different. Do something where we know you have to stand out in your own way. Long as you stand out and you stick to doing what you're doing, people will see your potential, and I see a lot of that. Like I see girls from Ollie or whatever, people that I know that start their business and stuff. Some of the things that I see that stands out. But for others, I see like, okay, that's nice. Like I saw like 50 other people trying to do the same thing, so. So yeah, it's like it's not a competition at the end of the day. Like stop knocking each other down when one person is like tired. It doesn't have to be mentally and emotionally. It could just be physically they tired and they just need to rest. I need like 2 days off and I'm good. Well, you don't need to like brag it that you work so hard and that you don't need no sleep and what. Like, congratulations, you're a really hard worker. Good job for you. Do you want a certificate? Do you want a reward?
Yes,
ask your manager then, because I'm not the manager. I'm not the CEO of your company.
That's the same people that we talking about. That's the same people. The moment they see somebody who they think ain't working that hard get the award, they get mad.
But then that's the funny thing too. Like, don't brag the fact that you work so hard. So where's your recognition then? If you do all that,
right?
Why are you telling me like I'm supposed to care?
Some jobs and some bosses and managers and things, they purposely don't give the person who's doing all that the award because that person
sometimes
could be doing too much.
They could be they insist that you're being a kiss ass.
And you trying to be a kiss ass or you going overboard, you stepping on other people.
And then you stepping out of your job description and trying to do other people's jobs when you need to do your job. Right. Like, so it's like you overworking yourself and you not even realizing it. And you thinking because you can do other people's jobs that you got it. Like, no, you're doing too much because let people do their jobs. Do your part and I'll do my part. Don't tell me how to do my job. Right. People don't like that. So you can sit there and brag that you did all those hours and stuff, but secretly people at your job can't probably stand you. Like, so think about that. That's another thing. You could brag to people that doesn't work in your company.
And they think they bang and they talking all this trash, like you really bang you in there doing it all. But people at your job hate you. Like, and I mean, that goes against what he's kind of saying, like, do your own thing and worry about you. It's true, but it's always the people who swear they doing something and they swear people hating on them or they swear people want to beat them or something like that. And the whole time, nobody care what you doing. Like, if you check that tomorrow, they'll find somebody to replace you. And that's part of the reason why now, like, on the same note as these quotes, like, you already seen the ones where it's like, take your breaks, go home, take your holidays, because if you die, the job is just going to replace you anyway.
Exactly.
So it's like at some point, there is a time where it's like you can work as hard as you want,
but you
what is it worth?
All your life,
what is it worth?
And it's not worth a damn thing. And then before you know it, you know, it's gonna come back to you like, I did all the time you work all your life and you ain't been living your life.
Right.
You ain't been trying to go and travel at least in the mix of you working. Go and have a family in the mix of you working. Spend time at home. Spend time with yourself. So that is great that you hustle and you work hard. But like you said, when you die at the end of the day, you're replaced. Where's your hours are going?
People will have all that money and all that,
and don't even spend
have no connection with their family or no real friends.
So okay, great job. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can work and have the hours and have money, but how would you spend it if you're always at work
and you're alone?
Think about that. So it's great. Okay, great job. You can stand do doubles at a certain job. That's great. Like, that's good. But sometimes you gotta think about people. At the end of the day, we all work because we want money. Because some people want to travel. Some people want to have a roof on the top of their head.
That's the other thing. It's like, it's not about like everybody's goals. Too many people think that other people's reason for doing stuff is the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't believe in working for money. I believe in working for entertainment. I believe working for knowledge. I believe working to just get experience. And so I can figure out what I'm really good at, because we're still young. Mm-hmm. That's what I believe in. Too many people just be doing stuff because other people do. Work at Amazon. It's $15 an hour. Then it turns out it's not 15. It's 15. It's 15 after your first year.
Exactly.
Like,
you got to work at a certain amount of hours. They can tell you the pay rate, but that pay rate sometimes don't mean shit.
It don't mean that.
Because they take half of that off of your check.
Work here, it's just such and such. Oh, they paying 17, 20, and all. And I mean,
you could tell a friend that because you may have worked at Amazon for a year, but your friend
the funny thing is, it be people who don't work there that be saying that.
So how would you? That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you know? Like, how do you know?
It be people that don't work there that be saying that.
I had a friend, my cousin. He worked. So you don't work there.
You didn't experience that.
You don't know that.
You know
your cousin could have been working there for 3 years.
You know you're not cut out for that work, but you saying
you're telling other people to do it. Then why don't you do it?
No, tell me what you doing. Like how'd you get to do what you doing? Do you enjoy what you doing now? You telling me about somebody else's job?
Like what?
Like that's the funny thing.
That's funny. That is funny to me. I just be like, okay, that's nice.
I mean, I say it's like, people just be thinking they in competition with somebody.
It's like, y'all, like I said, that goes back on, y'all can work and y'all can be in competition, but at the end of the day, like, everybody's mindset is not the same goal as you. Like, your goal is to work hard and get money. Great. My goal is to make sure I have enough money to provide for my bills, to provide for my family, to provide for this, make sure I have enough for a vacation, and I ain't really gotta worry about nothing. Like, that's how I see it. Like, and I'm not trying to be like, I got money, dog. Like, I get money. Like, I don't want to bust. I mean, I am busting my ass. We still are busting because we're young. But I don't want to feel like I have to work so many hours to get the money that I want. I want to be able to go to work, enjoy my work, enjoy my hours that I have, still get good money.
That's just the privilege thing all over again.
Everybody
don't have the privilege to. The only way to increase your pay, which we always be talking about, the only way to increase your pay rate is, one, you gotta get a hookup first of all. If you ain't got nothing to back you up, you need to get certificates and license and a degree.
You gotta get your resume.
And all that. You gotta get all that up for you.
And people see awards and certificates on you, that's gonna look good on you. They're gonna be like, oh, so you got a certificate for CPR, medical assistant,
you really know what you're doing.
Wow, you know a lot.
You really know what you're doing.
You know what you got. Like, that looks more good on you. It's besides you work at one job for how many years, and they're gonna be like, so you just been working at this one job for this long? Well, we need somebody experienced.
Right.
Try again. Like, y'all not thinking about that. So that's great that y'all like to work hours and work hard. But some people, they work hard too. They may not work your same hours, but some people work hard by doing stuff on the side and still have time to do work. To me, that's actually working hard because you multitasking.
Multitasking.
So
I mean, we're gonna leave it there because this is like almost 30 minutes all together.
I mean, just think about it. Like at the end of the day, the lesson of this, the quote to me is, everything may seem like everybody need to stop feeling like trying to get to the top is a competition, because you can reach your way to the top, and it's like at the end of the day, we all gonna die. The fuck, like.
Man, that's deep.
Because it doesn't matter when we all get old and grow old. We can get to the top all we want, but then the next person is going to try to want to get to the top with you. So what's the point?
You're just going to be replaced.
You're going to be replaced at the end of the day. So we can all sit here and try to fight to be to the top, but we all going to want to be in the place. We ain't going to stay at the top. You could get to the top, but we all not going to stay at the top forever. Let's just remember
I don't know who just said that. I forgot who said this like earlier this week. I think it was Jermaine. But either way, he said he was like, it's sometimes you gotta get off the street. You gotta get off the street. Obviously, not sometimes you get off the street. Period. But he was saying you gotta get off the street because you could be an old head, you can have all the respect in the world, and you can get all that money and all that. But he was like, they'll mess around and get you killed because you taking up all the money in the neighborhood.
And they tired, and they be tired of you taking over. Like, and everybody, they want somebody younger, right, or somebody to be like, all right, you did your time, we respect you, you left your legacy, let somebody else take over.
You can't keep taking all the money because
you
you got too many people who trying to do what you did already, and they want the money too, and they'll mess around and get you killed just to get you replaced.
Watch like, Godfather.
I mean, honestly, that for real.
Yeah,
but
technically.
Simple as that. So, how hard do you work? Hard enough?
It doesn't really matter.
What the corny work jokes? Hardly working hard. Oh,
it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter.